All right, welcome back, everybody, to the channel. And today, we're going to talk about the first step to what happens after you elevate yourself. And I mean, after you, and this is, so if you don't remember the elevation, quit social media, stop caring about politics. I know it's hard to escape politics in an election year, but you just got to do it. You got to act like it never happened. Because it's not going to matter. Think about it this way. In 1 year from now, you're not going to care, are you? You really aren't. Be honest with yourselves. 1 year from now, when there's no election, are you going to care? No, but if you keep going on this path, every 4 years you will care and you will be mentally unwell and you will waste your time. Instead of growing, you'll be wasting time on this bullshit when you shouldn't be, all right? So first of all, if you keep paying attention to this shit, I promise you're never going to be happy, fulfilled happy. All right. So then, second of all, third of all, that was kind of it. Like, you gotta live your own mindset. Stop following the herd or whatever you want to call it, because it's not even really a herd mentality. It's more just stop following other people and do your own damn thing. Now we're gonna talk about today's video is gonna be about it's a very important lesson, and that is competition. All right. Now, there's many ways to look at competition, but me personally, there is nobody who can compete with me but me. And hold on, before you get your comments and go, wow, that is the most egomaniac thing I've ever heard, you must understand, humans at our very nature have an ego. But this is an ego in a positive manner. This is how you can transform the ego, which is much people see as like a downside or a negative personality trait, is to have an ego. You see, this is how you can turn an ego into a positive thing. I really don't want to compete with anybody. Only person I'm going to compete with is me. And this can be in anything. Whether I have a successful business that has many competition, I'm not going to compete with them. I'm going to see, how can I better myself to be better than I was that day before today? How can I be better tomorrow? How can I be better right now? And that is what you have to do. You cannot live in competition. The only person you should ever be competing with in your entire life is yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you always compete with yourself, you will always be better. I always look at it like this. The greatest athletes always try to incorporate something to their game every single year. And you need to compete with yourself. Competing with yourself is the greatest way to grow. Like I said, competing with yourself allows you and gives you the opportunity to transform your very nature. And you see a lot of people out there, and this is more of a man thing too. You see a lot of people out there who get very competitive. They get very competitive. The problem is they only care about beating this one specific person or these group of individuals or that next job or whatever. Some other bullshit. What you need to understand is nobody really gives a crap about that. You beat that guy, cool, but there's always going to be someone better than that guy. Whereas if you just compete with yourself, you'll always grow. And this is the most basic of, this can be simplified to the most basic of things. Say you want to beat someone's high score in a video game. You shouldn't worry about their high score. What's your high score? Beat that and keep beating that high score every single time, because eventually you will overlap the person who's always trying to compete with everybody else. Because when you focus on yourself, the only person you're going to beat is yourself all the time. You will always be better than the version of you who was yesterday, who was 2 days ago, who was a week ago. Whereas if you keep focusing on how to beat other people, all you're going to do is be one step better than the person that you're trying to beat, but you're going to leave yourself open for somebody else to come beat you in the future. Whereas if you just compete with yourself and let other people do their damn thing, you will always be better. And the best example I feel like is Goku versus Vegeta. Vegeta's always trying to compete with Goku, always trying to be better than Goku. But who is Goku always trying to be better than? Goku is always trying to be better than Goku. You see the interesting logic here? Vegeta is always playing the catch-up game to Goku because Goku is only trying to be better than Goku. But Vegeta is always trying to play better than Goku. But Goku doesn't really care about what Vegeta is doing. Even the moments when Vegeta has surpassed him, Goku really doesn't care. Isn't it kind of funny? Vegeta spends this whole time always trying to catch up to Goku, and then the moments when he does sometimes beat him, because let's be honest, like, you're not always going to be on top forever, but the moment when sometimes when Vegeta does surpass him, Goku doesn't really care and then surpasses Vegeta quickly right after that. And then surpasses him by such a large margin because again, Vegeta only cares about surpassing Goku. And when he surpasses Goku, he gets satisfied. Whereas Goku only cares about being better than Goku. That's all Goku cares about, is being better than Goku. That's what you need to do. So for instance, you want to hit your mat, you want to lift more weights. Don't care about what the guy, your best friend can do, what your mom or dad or who is and that can do. What you need to do is you need to care about what you can do. Lift weights, all right. You need to figure out, how am I going to get to the point where I want to lift? So say I want to go from like 100, let's say you want to go from like 150 to 180. Compete with yourself. Just compete with yourself. Keep trying every single day to get to 180. Because you'll get there eventually, all right? You want to get past 180, keep trying every single day. Or obviously take time to relax when it comes to lifting weights. But this is a hypothetical example. Keep trying every single day until you get there. But only compete with you. Don't care about what the people next to you or all these other people are doing. The only person you're trying to be better for is you, right? So then only compete with you. This mindset can be applied to anything. But why I say to do this is it also keeps you in character. It reminds you that you are you. It also just keeps your mindset positive because it never lets you get lazy and lackadaisical. Like you are trying to be the best in your area. No, just be the best that you are. Just be the best to your potential. Don't try to be the best in everything in your area because at the end of the day, you'll get lackadaisical when you become that. You'll think there's no reason to push forward. You're trying to have a bunch of subscribers. Don't worry about what the other YouTube channels are doing. Worry about what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. Hone your thing. Compete with yourself. Tell yourself that you're going to beat yourself every single day to become better than you were yesterday. Lead yourself. It's the biggest thing I can teach you, is to lead yourself. You don't want to be led, because when you're chasing after other people and chasing after what they're doing, you're being led. This comes to mindsets too. Like I have a mindset where I don't really care about what the rest of the world is up to. I only want to be competing with myself. I want to learn how to get better so that way I can be better than me. Because at the end of the day, I look at it this way. There is nobody better than me if I try hard as hard as I possibly can. But even if there is, I will still only compete with me. While they are sitting there competing with me, I'm competing with only me, not with them. It's something that you all should start doing. Is telling yourself, be better than you. Just keep being better than you were yesterday. Don't try to be this person. No, try to be you, but better. And the first things first comes down to it is taking that path to elevate yourself from the ground level. You know, if you're thinking only on the ground level, then you need to elevate. You need to start doing the things that I was telling you. You need to start quitting social media. I promise you, when you do that, your brain just becomes so much more less cluttered. And you find out that you're a lot more productive. You're willing to get more things done because when you're bored, you'll rather go do something that you should be doing, or working out, or doing something more active, or just in general being a more just living life, rather than instead of when you're bored, you just immediately go scrolling your phone for 15 minutes to find something to do. Whereas these past couple of days, I shit you not, I've seen people just scroll on their phones, and it just annoys me to no end to see people just on their phones. It's like, come on, guys, freaking live. Freaking get off the damn phone and actually live. Like, why are you on your phone so goddamn much? But you know what? At the end of the day, I have to understand that's society nowadays. And I get it. People can pay attention and be on their phones. It's just like, why are you on your phone? Like, there's nothing, you're just scrolling through stuff. You're not even looking at anything. Like, that's just a waste of your goddamn time and energy and attention span. When you could be in the moment, living in the moment, everybody else. But it is what it is. Yeah, first things first, you need to get off of that kind of stuff. That will not help you elevate your mind. YouTube is fine because there's many different purposes to YouTube. You can use it to listen to music. YouTube is one of those arguable exceptions. And even then, to me, it's still a bit because YouTube always tries to send me political shit and all this other stuff, So YouTube in itself is still not a good, thing to overuse. I can understand if you, and actually social media in general is something that I shouldn't say you have to outright delete if you're so, into it. I was never into it in the first place, I don't know if I ever said this on the channel before, but I grew up, I didn't have a cell phone until 17. So that's my whole childhood, basically, I didn't really have social media. A guy when I was 17 used it a lot through 17 through 18, because my brain was so finally hyped up to be like, I got a cell phone, yeah. Then 19, I kind of used it, kind of didn't. I mainly used Facebook and Snapchat to share memes. I share memes on Facebook and then snap people. And then about 19 through 20, I really just decided, what was the point? I have all these so-called, followers and friends on here, but, they don't really matter. I'm not making money. I'm not growing as a person. I'm not really having fun either. That's the main thing. It's not really fun. It's kind of actually a whole circle jerk of time wasting. But it's, addicting, I guess, but it's not even really that addicting to someone like me because I don't like scrolling through a screen all day. I really don't. And then seeing pointless stuff that just is distracting my mind and distracting it. And I'm not saying that those who use social media are bad. Don't ever do that. Because some people, okay, wow, man, that was really bad. Sounded like smokers. Some people really do use social media and they're perfectly normal. But then again, that's the appearance that they give off. You know what I mean? So some people use it and they only give off that appearance to look happy. And that's the thing, though. You can't really judge someone's life on social media. That's just something you should think about. But without further ado, that's going to end this video. Just always remember, compete with yourself. That is the goal. It's the first step that you need to take after elevation. Because once you elevate, trust me, once you elevate, you stop worrying about the politics and you focus on just you and you get off social media and you do all this other stuff, you're going to be, and you start working out and start clearing your mind, start building hobbies, because that's the first thing you need to do is build hobbies. And no, video games count, but you see, me personally, and I imagine if you're watching this video, you're probably not the typical gamer. You don't sit there online with your little buddies and have a headset on. You're probably just playing the game like me. You probably enjoy open world RPGs where you can just play the game. You don't have to worry about talking to everybody, doing all this crazy shit. You just want to talk. You just want to play the game. And I'll dive into what that probably means more in the future with these videos. But right now, you just have to simply remember there's no obligation, all right, to better yourself. You should only do it because you want to do it. But I imagine if you've been watching these videos so far, you really want to do it. So, first things first, I always tell you though, make sure you build some hobbies. I don't care what they are. I don't care if it's just you like to go work out. But see, this thing, don't count working out or stuff like that as a hobby. That should just be something you just do to keep yourself healthy. It should just be something everybody should actually be doing, to be honest. And I don't care what it is, going for a run. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. It could just be going for the run, yoga, anything that makes you active and clears your head and wastes that energy. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Oh, and it is as for my guys out there, it is No Nut November, so you better not lose. Let's just be honest, all of us probably lost within the first week if you're not single, so or if you had a wild weekend. So I mean, yeah, probably half the population is already out already. But you know what they say. Actually, I really don't know what they say. Anyway, you guys have a great day. That rhymed.